If you've been feeling drained, creatively flat, or like you're spending energy you don't have, I want you to know this isn't a productivity problem. It's a rhythm issue and your nervous system signaling an emotional debt as we reach the end of the flow phase of this lunar cycle. And the arrival of the Scorpio Full Moon on the cross-quarter Sabbath of Beltane is here to help you release all of this. Remember what actually lights you up and get you ready for the ebb. Full moon blessings, wise one, and welcome back to the 8th House Wisdom channel. I'm Melissa of 8th House Wisdom, the stellar planning architect and sacred systems priestess. I help visionary women transform the way they live, work, and regulate by aligning their nervous systems, careers, and businesses with the rhythm of the stars. And that's because women have different needs than men. We don't just need to manage stress. We need to architect sacred systems, ones that are rooted in stellar and lunar cycles, feminine energy, and that help you apply the Lunar Wisdom Formula and align to your own stellar birthright or your birth chart's natural ebb and flow. Because timing is everything, and life and business do come with an instruction manual. It's written in the stars. The rest of this video is about using the Scorpio full moon of 2026 and the energy of Beltane through my wisdom teachings and the Lunar Wisdom Formula to release emotional debt, identify your power leaks, and let pleasure, not pressure, drive your next steps. So stay tuned for the rest of the video to learn how to do just that, working with this Scorpio lunation to support yourself somatically, get elemental guidance, and ways to work with the sacred energy of Beltane for a ritual release. And make sure to click the link below to join my free mini course for exploring feminine energy and flow cycles. The power of lunar cycles for women's success. This is a proven formula to align your monthly planning and actions with ebb phase energy that comes with the full moon and favors rest and integration for success, so that you can lead from clarity and not survival while experiencing more ease and flow living in your soft girl era. All right, wise ones, let's talk about the 2026 Scorpio full moon. This lunation represents the deep alchemist aspect of this sign's architecture and archetype. It shines a light on what is hidden. It focuses on emotional undercurrents, the unspoken depths, and the places where your power has been quietly leaking. This is also the lunation of honest reckoning. So know that what has been living in the dark can finally come into light. This is the perfect energy signature for rewilding and unleashing our inner wild woman. The beauty of this lunation is that it also occurs on the same day as Beltane, the ancient cross-quarter Sabbath that happens at the peak of spring and represents the midpoint between the spring and summer season in the northern hemisphere, and the opposite for the southern. Beltane is a celebration of creative fire, desire, wisdom, and the turning point of pleasure into purposeful action. Because we are in Taurus season, and Taurus is a sensualist. When Beltane and the Scorpio Full Moon land on the same day, the invitation is clear. Release what is dead through fire and water so that the living can grow. And this is what the heart of the Scorpio flower full moon lunation is asking of each of us, to take an internal look at our shadow side and to see what's ready to be launched, released, or composted. This full moon may show up in your body as a feeling of heaviness in the hips and the pelvis. It's going to remind you of what the body has been holding that hasn't been released emotionally. You may experience waves of sensation and emotion that feel and seem bigger than they actually are after the moment has passed. There's also a restless, charged energy that you may sense in your body that feels as if it is nowhere to go. This is the feeling of an incomplete stress cycle waiting for you to empathically turn towards and witness it so that it can complete its journey. Or you may experience a deep longing for something real. Depth, truth, aliveness, alongside having fears about that actually occurring. All of this is courtesy of Scorpio and 8th house energy, architecture, and archetype. Scorpio medicine is not punishment. Shadow is not all bad. We are in a season and phase where there is a focus on precision. And we're focusing that precise gaze on looking at emotions that have run their course. The question to ask isn't what's wrong with me for feeling this way. The question is, what have I been paying for emotionally that was never my debt? And what becomes possible when I lay this burden down and stop? Because the Taurus and Scorpio axis definitely represent personal finance and community resources like banks and loans. But it also represents the same dynamic when it comes to personal values and, on the Scorpio side, our access to collective community resources and energy. Your practice for this full moon is the power leak inventory. I want you to identify one place where your energy is going that it's not being reciprocated. One dynamic you're maintaining out of fear, not genuine desire. And one thing you've been holding that was never yours to carry. Then use Beltane's fire to release it, literally or symbolically. Write it, burn it, breathe it out, and reclaim that energy for something that actually lights you up. All right, wise ones, now let's get into the somatic and elemental support in the form of somatic horoscopes. Remember that I do these through the elements because they make astrology and self-care practical. You may not have an understanding of the architecture or the archetype of the 12 signs, but you understand the relationships between fire, earth, air, and water. So here's the quick elemental rundown for those who haven't been here before. Fire is creativity and spirit. Earth is material and practical. Air is mental and intellectual. And water is intuitive or emotional. So now you're going to need to pick your element. This is how you will work with the energy of the Scorpio full moon and Beltane in a way that fits your body and not someone else's expectations. Then you're going to do the simplest version and know that that counts big. It's important to note that you are looking for the sign that borders your 6th house in your birth chart. So that means you start with your ascendant and count 6 signs counterclockwise to get to the sign ruler of your 6th house. Identify the element and read for that horoscope. If you don't know your rising sign, you can find that information out by getting a free horoscope chart from my website, or you can start with your sun sign or zodiac sign. Just count 6 signs counterclockwise, and whichever sign you land on will be the elemental horoscope for you over the next 2 weeks. Now, let's get into them. If you have fire on your 6th house, that would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This full moon is asking you to move your body and discharge what's been building. Shake, walk, dance. Then choose one pleasurable act that has nothing to do with productivity. Release one emotional obligation you've been carrying out of habit and not love. Earth sign on the 6th house. That is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Identify one place where you've been responsible for someone else's emotional experience. Let one thing be unresolved tonight. Engage your senses deliberately. Eat something delicious. Wear something that feels good. The goal here is genuine physical and sensory presence, not management, public relations, or any other outward-facing kind. Air sign ruled 6th house. That's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. For this Scorpio full moon, you are being asked to write out what you've been feeling without explaining or analyzing it. Say out loud what you haven't been saying. Use writing to help you access your shadow. Let yourself want something without immediately making a logical case for it. Clarity here comes through feeling, not thinking. So stay out of your head and get into your body. And if you have water sign on your 6th house, like me, which is Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, you are being asked to give yourself permission to grieve what didn't become what you hoped it would. You're being asked to cleanse ritually using the element of water. A shower, a bath, a foot soak, but working with water as an energetic reset. And to set that one boundary that protects your emotional field from further depletion. You are allowed to stop absorbing and solving for problems that are not yours. And so now I want you to think about this as we reach this checkpoints. Ask yourself where you have been spending energy on what is already done or completed, and what becomes possible in your work, your relationship, and creative life when you stop this one-way energy expenditure. And in case you forgot, full moons are crystal charging time. And this is one of the most powerful moon phases and signs to do emotional release work. The Scorpio new moon in October of 2025 began this cycle, where you planted a seed and set an intention that would show bloom 6 months later for the full moon in the same sign. And now it's here. So it's time to charge crystals with the peak of our intention power to carry it through the 2 weeks of the waning or dimming cycle that we know to be the ebb, and back again to the next new moon in the same sign 6 months in the future. So place your labradorite, beryl, or moonstones in the moonlight overnight. These stones support intuition, spiritual guidance, discernment, and help filter distractions. Supporting the completion of old, dormant, and incomplete stress cycles in our bodies and minds are necessary under the extremely potent influence of Scorpio's depth. So if you'd like to do some crystal work, check out these crystals and more using the link in the description below. They're ethically sourced, high quality crystals to add to your collection and for your use. And make sure to use my coupon code 8th House Wisdom for an 11% discount at checkout. In the comments, I'd love to have you tell me what's one thing you're releasing under the Scorpio full moon and one thing you're choosing to follow instead. Make sure to keep it real and keep it honest. And when in doubt, remember the body keeps score. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to join the free mini course, The Power of Lunar Cycles for Women's Success, if you want to align with lunar rhythms in a way that supports your nervous system and your feminine energy. And if you know you want to take things deeper with support and aligned tools based on your specific makeup, then join the Feminine Flow Masterclass for advanced techniques in applying the Lunar Wisdom Formula and feminine energy principles practically in your life and business. Because timing is everything, and life and business do come with an instruction manual. It's written in the stars. Until the next Lunar Wisdom Formula horoscope, wishing you lots of light and love. Blessed be.